So today we're going to be looking at one of the biggest catalysts for Fantom and one of the reasons why many people are feeling nervous about their investment. Is this justified? Is this right? Should you be worried about your investment in Fantom? We're talking about the sunset date. Yes, the date by which all of Fantom's circulating supply will be in circulation. What does that mean at that point? Staking rewards will fall from the 15% they are currently to zero. Will that mean validators will leave? Will that cause problems for the network? We're also going to get comments directly from the CEO Michael Kong, as well as Simone Pompose, the CMO of Fantom. So make sure you stay tuned till the very end, smash the like button and subscribe. As always, if you're looking for an exchange, if you want to buy crypto direct with a Visa or MasterCard as well, you can do so using OKX. Links in description. That's an affiliate link which supports the channel. So as you can see, when you head over to Fantom, what you notice is you can clearly see 80% of Fantom tokens are in circulating supply. The max supply sits at 3.175 billion, and 2.55 of that is already in circulating supply. We also know that steadily over time, these coins are pushed out into circulation for various different reasons, right? Including advisors, contributors, you've got strategic reserve, public sale, private sale, very normal as per any other project, right? And then you've got your block rewards, which again is very, very common. Now, what we notice here, the block rewards accelerate very quickly throughout this period. And what you notice is by April 2024, which is just shy of 2 years from where we are at today, we get to a point where all of the block rewards would have been pushed into circulating supply. Now, currently, if you're staking on Fantom directly, natively with Fantom, you are getting an insane APR, right? You're getting almost 15%, which is unheard of compared to many other stable layer 1 solutions. And the argument is, when you're paying out so much, what's going to happen when this switches off? Are validators going to move? Are they going to go validate elsewhere? Are they going to move their funds elsewhere? What keeps the ecosystem running? Now, there are a few different answers that people will give you to this, right? And by the way, here are the block rewards, right? You can see the block rewards. This is what happens every single day. These are the block rewards that get pushed out into circulation. You can hover over, I think the latest day, 11,655 Fantoms in total daily block rewards. Now, what are the solutions, right? There are a few different things which have kind of been bounced around, and some people are asking, okay, will this mean that we're going to mint more coins into circulation? Will they lift that 3.175 billion supply cap at the end by April 2024? Is that going to cause a problem? What knock-on effects could that have, right? It's not great if your coins are being devalued by more being pushed out into the market. Will they introduce liquid staking to allow you to go find other things? Are the transaction fees enough? Will there be some sort of token burn mechanism as well? Loads of things which are being discussed where people are just not sure what is the situation, and ultimately how are the validators going to be reimbursed. What we're going to do, we're going to flick it over to first Simone Pompose and then the CEO Michael Kong. I'm going to link up both those interview questions right here. We want to talk about the sunset date. So for those who don't know, we're fastly approaching the date at which 100% of all FTM tokens, that's the 3.175 billion cap, will be in circulation. Now, do you have any thoughts, or is there a plan by the senior leadership team around Fantom strategy around what to do? Will the cap be lifted? Will the 3.175 billion cap be lifted? Or will there be higher transaction fees to cover for this? What are your thoughts around this?
Okay, so that's a very, very interesting question. To put it simply, this is a decision that we will not take in general, right? So Fantom, people might know that Fantom is a very advanced on-chain governance that at the moment doesn't work very well, because we found, I mean, it's not that it doesn't work, it technically works perfectly, but the participation is not enough. So we realized that maybe, or at least I realized that maybe governance is not the best solution for all decisions on chain. But anyway, this is just a sort of a side note. When it comes to the total supply, I would say that as a short-term fix to that, there will probably be a proposal to lower the staking rewards so that the supply will last a little bit longer, and then I would say that I would definitely exclude the increase in the supply. To me, it doesn't make much of a sense personally, but once again, if the community wants to do it and votes for it, maybe could be possible. I don't see why they would want to do it, but once again, it will go through a voting process on chain. However, the validator nodes were aware that at some point the supply would end, and already now, if I'm not mistaken, the Fantom network generates enough fees to sustain the nodes. So there's no need for node operators to actually pay for the nodes. They're profitable. They cover the cost and then some.
And then how about for any future like incentive mechanisms, like obviously the incentive mechanisms we've learned, where would those funds be raised from?
Well, that doesn't come from the undistributed supply. That's part of the FTM that the foundation holds.
Perfect. Just wanted to clarify that for the community.
Absolutely. Actually, I had one more thought about how to say incentivize node runners, validators to continue even if the rewards, the staking rewards die down, and that could be by, for example, running smaller, say, nodes for partners. I know that. I mean, I actually cannot mention this, but there could be a chance that other. There could be the need of for validating other networks or other protocols, and those could be done by the same validator nodes that are validating Fantom.
Perfect. Okay, so I think that will hopefully give the community some comfort that you guys are thinking about it, you're aware about it.
For sure.
What would the next steps be around this? Like between now and when the circulation's going to finish, I can't remember the exact date. What is the plan? Will there be more communications? How will the whole governance process go about? Like, do you have any insights or thoughts around that, or is that still being?
No, it's still been decided a little bit. I would say that the short term, the first thing that people will see is probably a governance proposal to reduce the staking rewards, because staking rewards on Fantom are quite high compared to other networks. We've done a competitor research, and other competitors do 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%. Rarely they go up to almost 15%, like on Fantom. So.
But reducing to 4%, have we done any exercises to see how much more runway that gives Fantom, or because ultimately it would just kick the can down the road, right?
Of course,
it wouldn't address the actual issue.
That's exactly my point. Yes, we did the calculation. I don't remember, but let's say we get one more year of runway or something like that. But then, as I said, already now, Fantom running a validator node is profitable even without staking rewards.
That's an important point.
Yeah, and then of course if we're taking 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, of course we're aiming for Fantom T to be even more used than now. So if now we're doing, I don't know, say 700,000 transactions per day, generating X amount of fees, in 3 years, hopefully we want to do 5 million, 10 million per day. So it should be fine.
Comes up, you've addressed this multiple times as well, but just so we've covered it off, is around this sunset date, right? The date at which all the circulating supply of Fantom is in circulation. People are worried. I mean, again, this is coming back to that communication issue. We just want to communicate it out. What happens at this point? Because some people are saying, look, will the supply cap be lifted? Will transaction fees be affected? What happens?
Yeah, so like when the max cap is reached, right? It means that like by default, there will be no like more block reward fees, right? or fees per epoch. It will just be like the transaction fees, right? Transaction fees are actually like pretty decently high at the moment, right? But obviously it means the return for validators will be lower. I mean, there's a number of like solutions, right? Like one is like increasing like the number of tokens in circulation, which I'm not like particularly a big fan of. Other ways include, for example, like having like liquid staking out there, right? So people can stake, they can still earn the transaction fees, but then they can collateralize the stake FTM to generate, for example, like FUSD or stable coins or other like sort of like derivative tokens. And we already have like a few like liquid staking providers on Fantom, like Anchor, Beefy, and Stata Network that are kind of providing that service. Now it's like relatively basic at the moment because they just deployed recently, but that will become more sophisticated over time. So it's all about like adding like more like token utility to it. You know, we might do like a token burn in the future as well. There's a lot of things that we're kind of like discussing internally regards to like reaching the max supply.
So as you can see, guys, it does not seem to be as much of an issue as people out there are looking to make it seem like, right? This is something which is going to go to a governing proposal. Already the transaction fees generated by the layer 1 solution is already covering the validators and more for their upkeep. So already it's a profitable venture for these validators. Now, of course, this will need to go to a governance proposal. The network will decide on what happens going into the future. Like Michael Kong said, there will be other ways to create some sort of liquid staking. I'm not the biggest fan of liquid staking. I'm also not the biggest fan of burning more tokens into circulation. So I guess the best solution here is that Fantom continues to grow, right? It continues to grow between now and 2024, such that there are so many daily transactions that it comfortably brings in enough transaction revenues for the validators to be comfortably reimbursed to be a staker and validator on the Fantom network. So there you have it, guys. That is the sunset date. That is the FUD that a lot of people are pushing out there on Fantom. Is it overplayed? I think so. You guys can make up your own conclusion. As always, do your own research before investing. Fantom is a lower cap project. You should keep allocation sensible at all times. If you're looking to buy Fantom or any other crypto, check out OKX. Links in the description. If you want to deep dive into the tokenomics of Fantom, check out my video here, and I'll see you in the next one.